Hey everyone, welcome to Painted Layers, the channel where we sell and DIY our own wardrobe. My name is Chelsea, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing if you like this topic. In this video, I have some old flannels that I got at the thrift store. I get about 5 of these for a total of $5. I'm going to show you some DIYs and hacks that you can kind of spice up your old flannels for fall this year. For the first flannel, we have this dark blue, and what I wanted to do is add some rhinestones and kind of a constellation pattern on the back. Also, we have 2 kittens helping us out for this project. These are some foster kittens that I've been working with, and they really wanted to help, so you're going to see them in the video as well. So you want to use some craft tweezers and then some rhinestones of your choice. I'm just using a clear crystal rhinestone here. And then I'm going to use a toothpick, and for the adhesive, we're going to use an E6000. This is a clear transparent E6000, and you can find this at most craft stores. Start by flipping your shirt over so that the backside is facing up, and take an iron and go ahead and get rid of all of those wrinkles and make sure that your surface is really nice and flat. And then I took my cell phone and I pulled up some pictures of constellations for a reference because I wanted this to look as realistic as I could. I started off using the tweezers to put these on, but I found it kind of difficult, so I just started using my hands. I took a toothpick, put a little bit of E6000 on the toothpick, and then used that to apply it to the back of the rhinestone. Then I just used my hands to place the rhinestones and the shapes of the constellations from my reference photo. And just keep repeating this process and making the constellations that you prefer in a pattern that you think looks nice. I liked how this turned out, and it was a really fun project to do. I think if I did it again, I would try to find some more antique looking rhinestones rather than the really new ones. So I found these old girl jeans from the Goodwill bin, and I really loved the floral on the denim material. So I thought these would make really beautiful elbow patches. To make the elbow patches, you can use this Heat and Bond Ultra Hold. This is about 1 yard of the material. When I was at Joann Fabrics, I saw these elbow patches for about $4.99. So this is a really great way to make your own and save some money. So start by cutting out pieces of your fabric that are about this size of the elbow patch, and then cut a piece of your bond to about that same size. And then you want to place your fabric on top of the Heat and Bond on the side that is kind of sticky. Flip it over, and then on that paper side, you're just ironing that flat. And then you want to take your elbow patch pattern. You can find this pattern on my website under free patterns at paintedlayerstudio.com. And then just use some scissors to cut those out. And then I thought this was so cool. You can just pull off the paper backing, and it leaves a nice shiny adhesive, and it looks like an elbow patch that you can find in the store. Try on your flannel and use a marker to mark where the elbows are going to be. I just made an X where the elbows were. Ironed down and held it for about 13 seconds, and then it stuck on. Go ahead and repeat that to the other side, and then you have some beautiful elbow patches. Then we have this dark green flannel that I thought was kind of masculine, and I wanted to add some feminine type of buttons just to give it kind of an interesting contrast. So you want to start by taking a seam ripper and go ahead and seam rip all of those buttons off. I'm using these light pink satin covered shank buttons that I found in a grab bag at the Goodwill. And then I'm going to use a hand needle and some matching colored thread to attach the buttons. I looped the thread around the shank first and then added it to the shirt. And you're just going to put your needle up through the shirt where the hole of the previous button was. Go up to the other side, go through that hole of the shank, and then come back down. And then just repeat that process, going up through the fabric, in through the hole of the shank, and then back down to the other side. Just keep repeating that about 8 times so that the button is nice and secure. Now for the next flannel, we're going to add some leather detail to the pockets. So I took a piece of paper and put it underneath the pocket, and then I used a tracing wheel to kind of mark out the shape of the pocket. I folded it in half to make sure that both sides were even. And then I realized that I didn't want to cover the button, so I just folded that down so that it fit right underneath that button. I'm using this old leather purse from my last project. I had some left over, so I'm just tracing the pattern piece out on this and then cutting it out. And then I took some E6000 and just put that along the edges of the pocket pieces. Do this to both sides, press it down, and then just let it dry overnight. Then for the last transformation, we're going to try bleach dyeing a flannel. This is my first time trying this, and it was easier than I thought, and I think it turned out great. So start with a bucket, put some bleach in there and a little bit of water. Also, it's a good idea to use some protective gloves and to wear some clothes that you don't mind if you get them stained. Be careful when you're using bleach. Make sure that all pets and children are far away while you're doing this. So I added probably 5 cups of bleach to about 1 cup of water and put that in the bucket, and then I just dipped the ends of the shirt in there, made sure that they were soaked, and then I just kept an eye on it and watched for when it started to fade. And it faded probably about 3 minutes into the process. Once I saw the material fading to the color that I liked, I wrung it out and put it under cold water, and then I just threw it in the washing machine.